And this, I just want to remind everybody, these numbers come from the Great El Paso Association of Realtors. They are, I'm going over numbers month over month. So we're looking at numbers for December here in January, which was September, October, November, so some part of December as well. I guess not the last quarter, but last 3-4 months of the year, the market was a little bit slow. Listings were seemed to be sitting a little bit longer. The days on market went up just a little bit, I guess, and the home prices seemed to be stable. People were kind of negotiating prices down a little bit. People were negotiating concessions quite a bit, and that's still the case. But what happened was funny. It was really slow for those months, and then week of Christmas, things started shifting. Things started moving. A lot of activity started happening. And we'll see that in the numbers, and then that's going to help us look at what's going to happen here the first quarter, first month of 2026. Numbers, so median sales price is a number that went up. Okay, so even with the numbers I told you that it was slow, things were not moving, things were on hold, median sales price was $274,950. Okay, that's an increase. It was a 3% increase, but it's month over month, so it's still interesting to see homes sitting, but prices going up. Interesting. And then homes are not really sitting, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then this number is something, if you go back to the beginning of the year, this number was a little bit, quite a bit smaller. If my memory serves me right, we're probably in the 260s median sales price for early 2025, and now we're at 274, 275. So prices are going up, prices are creeping up. I don't have people ask me, hey, is the market going to crash? People are not saying that anymore. They're not asking that. People are not asking, hey, our price is going to come down. People have forgotten about that already. They understand prices are not going down, just like anything else. Prices of groceries, gas, well, gas went down, but anything else, mostly everything that we consume, prices are going up, and they're not really coming down. Same thing with the houses. They're up, and it's a healthy increase. Closed sales, this is another number that was interesting. At the end of the year, 727 homes closed in December, and was up from November, which was about 21%. So if you look at that, 21% is a big jump. 727 sales is not a lot, really. It's kind of a slow time, but it still went up. So that gives us a trend. If that was December, when things tend to be a little bit slower, not too much activity November, December, and then the activity picked up at the end of December. So I could tell you that January is probably going to have more closed sales than we did in December. And that's probably going to be a trend that we'll see throughout the year, because the market is waking up. There's things that are moving. People are buying. People are making moves. And so I think that's going to go up. And the active inventory, that's a number that actually went down. Interesting, but it makes sense because there was an increase in sales. So the inventory that had been sitting, kind of some of that went away. And then also, not too many people really list their house for Christmas or for December. That's what the number would have been a factor. But we did get people to call. We have people asking us to list their house, and we have gone active the month of January. And in the next few weeks, we have people that raise their hand in December and tell us, let's list our house January, February, or early spring. That active inventory number went down in December and should go up. Now, this number is something we've been looking at for most of the year. We always look at this number. It's a big tell of what the market is doing. So, hey, I told you the market is slow. Not a lot of things are moving, but median days of market is 34 days. Okay, it went up by 13%, but still about a month. A house sits in the market for a month, on average, median days. So some homes are taking longer. Some price points are taking longer to sell, but still that number is really slow. What that tells us is that there's a demand for real estate, and it's what the experts call it pent-up demand. It's like, we want to buy, we need to buy, but we're not doing it for a lot of other factors that we've talked about: economy, work, savings, rates, whatever it is. It's on hold, it's on hold, it's on hold. So the days on market have been pretty consistent for over 2 years, I would say, at this point. And it's a pent-up demand. The rates, now something that's changed now is rates are lower than they were even a couple months ago. So that's what's getting people awake and making moves and starting to look at things. So I see days on market actually dropping instead of increasing here in the first few months. Also, you have to consider this like a healthy market. It would be probably days on market 3 months or more would probably be a balanced market, maybe even more than that. And we are not in a balanced market. It's still very aggressively leaning towards the seller's market, even though it doesn't feel like that. If you're out there, if you have a listing, I have clients who have listings that we haven't got an offer on. They've been sitting a little bit, but the market is there for it. It's coming. It's coming. And we'll see that. I know we're going to see that in the next few weeks, few months. Median price per square foot, that number is also up, $163 per square foot. That's another number that's been consistently creeping up over the last months, over 2025, now into 2026. That number should be going up. New listings, 685 new listings hit the market. That number was down, but again, there's not a lot of people that put their house for sale right before the holidays. It's a very little, unless you really, really have to, or you're already in the market. People are not coming out there putting their house in the market. So that makes a lot of sense. So those are the numbers for December 2025. It's a big tell of what's going to happen in 2026. And I want to cover that, give you a little insight and my prediction of what could be waiting for us in 2026. There's going to be more people looking to buy. And then also because the rates are lower, what we've been seeing is people that had a really low rate from 2021, 2020, like a 3%, 2.7%. People had those rates, believe it or not. At this point, those home buyers have, hey, I have a job, I'm going out of state, I need to sell. It doesn't matter if you have a 3% rate. If you have to sell, you have to sell. Or hey, I bought a house on my own, and now I have family, I have kids, we needed more space. We need to be closer to work. We need to be closer to family. And people are letting go of those lower rates because going from a 3%, for example, to an 8, 7% might be crazy or feel crazy. But going from a 3% to a 5, high fives, 5.7, it doesn't seem like, it doesn't feel that crazy. So people are starting to move. You're going to see more listings come on the market, way more listings coming on the market. You're going to see buyers that have been waiting go ahead and say, okay, it's time, let's move. From different factors and economists, they tell us that there is probably an increase of about around 14% activity that's going to increase for the year. And just remember, it's already feeling, it's the middle of January, it's already feeling very different than 24, 25. And that's a good thing for the economy overall, because real estate is a big driver of how the economy is doing. And also, we are coming from the worst years in real estate in the last like 30, 40 years. Those years are behind us. The market is pushed back. I think we're over the hill for the real estate slowdown, and the activity is going to start moving. We're going to see more of a seasonal sales. Like January tends to be slow in general for El Paso, but it's already picked up more than it was last year, right? To a more normal market. I'm excited to see what the spring market has to offer. If you're in that move, most people make a move during the springtime, so it's time to look into that. It's time to get ready. It's time to be prepared. If you saw, let me ask you, is this, if you see the house of your dreams or the perfect house for you this weekend, are you prepared to buy that house? If the answer is no, then talk to an agent, talk to us, give us a call. We'll be available to put a strategy, see if you're ready or not to buy that house. And if you're not ready, we'll get you ready. Even if the house is not there yet, I promise you this year, you're going to see that the right house come on the market for you. So I'll leave you with that. Hope you enjoyed this. Hope this is useful. Share this with anybody that's looking to be in the market in 2026. I'll be more than happy to be your realtor.